Streaming live across the globe to nerds around the nation. Everything Noob starts now.
All right, welcome to the Everything Noob podcast. I am Vortak.
Hello. Oh,
That's Lito.
That's Lito. I was going to introduce Bumbati first because he seems like he really wants to talk.
I know.
Bumbati.
He's on fire tonight.
He won't say anything. He's shy.
well,
He's gonna pout.
Okay.
it is Elvis Presley. Thank you very much.
So the person who you may hear eventually at some point is Bumbati, and then there's Jemmy.
Who's here
It's-
half the
he's-
time. Every other week.
he's-
Because it
Building up
just worked
right
out
now.
that way.
He's gonna explode soon with things he wants to say.
I know. It's just brimming.
No, it's crazy. You forgot the special guest host.
Oh, yeah, that's
Christopher
there's
Walken.
Chris.
Hello, how are you all doing this evening?
Oh, we're off to a great start.
I flew all the way here from Taiwan.
What were you doing in Taiwan?
Yes.
I was vacationing. It's a wonderful place. Should
Okay.
go.
I don't talk
You
to
make
my
it sound
travel
so interesting.
You know, the Ladyboys, they're a wonderful, wonderful cast of people. They always have interesting stories,
You should talk like that the whole show.
everything.
agent. No! That's much too distracting. We'll never have a show until this weird, awkward faux interview.
Okay, well,
Why do you feel awkward, Jim?
I don't
Your
know.
loins are they on fire?
Yes. Just
I
moist
know.
with anticipation.
I know, it quivering with anticipation.
what video games have you played lately, Mr. Christopher Walken?
You know, I've been playing Defiance.
What?
I love the show Defiance. So I got the game. Pretty cool.
Is it crazy?
You know, it's wild. It's wild. I wouldn't say crazy, no. I wouldn't say crazy. I would say wild. It's a FPS, and it's amazing.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
oh, good. Well, I'm glad it has Christopher Walken's seal of approval.
We've also tried out Monaco, a place I've been
I have that.
several
Actually.
times. It's quite unique.
Monaco
in
is
many
unique.
ways.
You know what I
In many
don't.
ways.
You don't know what I don't like about Monaco, and I understand why it's there, but there's too much movement when you're trying to move your character because it kind of like shows you what's down the hallway, and you can't see the map unless you move to certain parts of it.
Unless you have the Lookout, my favorite class.
The lookout's fun. I like the one that breaks through walls.
The Mole.
Yes.
It's a sneaky bastard. Don't trust him.
Juggernaut?
Don't trust that sneaky son of a bitch.
Okay.
Wow.
Mole's fun. But yeah, Monaco's this like little spy game. You have this top-down view of these little characters, and you just run through this. It's not really a maze per se. Each one is a story. Like, so they're all trying to bust out of jail, and you know, it can play up to 4 players, and you all team up to do. Each character is a different specialization to help you bust out of jail, and you know, I guess earn the highest points. Or I'm not quite sure. You can do it all by yourself or with 4 people. So that kind of trips me out too. But
Because you don't have friends to play with?
because I don't have friends to play with.
Oh, Vortak, you can complain me anytime. When I'm not on
I play-
set, we'll play sometime.
I'm not upset.
But as long as you don't play that dirty, rotten mole, I like him.
Okay, we'll play them all.
I've been playing the, the Dead Island Riptide.
Dead Island Riptide. Everyone keeps
So-
talking about it.
Dead Island Glitch Tide is what it ought to be called.
Glitch Tide.
Oh, big boom there.
Well, you
Whoa,
know,
whoa. It's
it
true.
released within many glitches as the first Dead Island had, which is kind of like... But they were different. Like, if you had 7.1 USB headphones, the game would just, like, squeal in your ears. And, like, you couldn't turn it down. You had to switch, like, to speakers or something. There wasn't 7.1 USB audio. I don't know. Supposedly that's fixed now, though.
Not everyone can have fancy surround sound like Jemmy.
Sorry.
They have 7.1 headsets now. That's wild.
They're really nice.
Stereo 2.0 headset.
That'd be cool. I want one of those. I have to say,
They're very, very expensive.
the headphones I'm currently after are like these Bose ones. They're not only noise canceling. They'll make you feel like you're deaf if there's nothing going through them. Like, you can't even talk right if you just wear them with nothing playing. You start talking like a deaf person.
Wow.
It's kind of sad.
I'm wearing headphones.
I like these.
That is really great.
These are fantastic.
Like those
Shouting.
people who sing when they got their headphones on. It's funny.
Yeah.
No, they're awesome. Those are the ones I've been drooling over, but they're $300 or something.
One off the ear.
Wow, woo, those are pricey.
Yeah, they're for headphones. I'm sorry, no, unless they're gonna buy me dinner every week and treat me nice.
I like my wireless Logitech headset.
Yeah.
I don't
The
right
echo.
now. It's echoing us all really bad.
I know.
Is it?
Every week.
That pesky headset.
It's
what's
not
funny
the headset, I'm telling you.
he'll say it's not the headset, I promise, and then it'll go away. Like the headset's like, oh crap. They know.
Why did it go away? How come your picture's gone? Okay.
Yeah, that keeps happening. The pictures keep disappearing for people once in a while. Well,
See, I think all the problems that we're having is Google Plus.
it could be. It's possible. Anyway, something I want to talk about. SimCity 4 was just announced. SimCity 4. The Sims 4. I keep doing that. Was just announced.
Because we needed another Sims.
I know.
Right on the tail of Sims 3.
I know.
Well,
Sims 3
they,
is still
they
coming
knew
out
what a
kinds of-
failure that was, so...
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, that's their biggest moneymaker.
Yeah.
This is our offline mode. SimCity 5 or 6. What is it? No.
The Sims, you mean?
It's the
Oh,
Sims.
SimCity.
Oh.
The one that's online is now offline with the new one.
No, The Sims is actually the first thing I thought is, oh, good, another online-only game that I used to love, and it actually is going to have an offline mode. So, I was talking to, I think it was you earlier, Jemmy, about it. I was wondering if EA had always planned that because The Sims has never really been a multiplayer game, or if they made it offline because everyone raged.
They've had online sim games that didn't really go anywhere.
Oh, yeah, I remember, like, The Sims Online or something like that.
Well, I would have liked to think they learned from their mistake after SimCity 4, which was a single-player game that they decided to make online only.
You're talking about the new SimCity.
But yeah, the new SimCity. Is it
Okay.
not 4?
No,
is
4.
it 5?
4 is like 10 years old.
No, it's Sim City.
You got a
But
little
they are
twist
gonna-
there, Walken.
They're gonna for SimCity. They're gonna offer a downloadable content that you can get off of the EA thing. It's offline mode.
You're joking.
It's only $9.99.
He's just saying stuff now.
That would be the worst thing. Like, EA did not learn their lesson. They're still doing the same old...
They'll make it a
Please,
downloadable
crap.
content.
Jokester. Whoa, we got a jokester here.
$9.99 for offline mode.
This guy.
Have you guys played DLC Quest?
No.
No, but I have played a similar game. It reminds me of DLC Quest without the crap.
DLC Quest is just made to be really funny. I don't think it's even considered a real game.
You know, I
funny.
played Evo Land today.
Emo Land?
Evo Land, listen to me, woman. Open your flipping ears. Evo, not emo.
You've upset him.
I'm not the Cure playing a game here. I'm not rocking the Casbah. I'm talking about the game, Evo Land.
Don't fear the Reaper.
Don't fear the Reaper. Hold on, I need to go take a shit on my gold toilet. Oh, hey. You knew it was coming. You knew.
I
But
know.
no,
I baited you.
Evo Land, it starts off, and it brings you through all the different old school gaming styles like Zelda.
Oh, I've seen that game.
Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
It's quite fun. It's a short game, very short.
It starts out super pixelated, and as you progress, it gets really three-dimensional and really cool looking.
You get more pixels, and
God.
it's crazy.
Thank you. That'll sum it up.
Yeah.
Oh, babe.
For those who don't know what DLC Quest is, basically you start out and
Go
you
on
keep-
Xbox Live and buy a
It's a
DLC.
turd. It's a glistening turd. Is what it is.
it's a full game. You don't have to keep buying DLC for it, but the whole point of
You
the game is
do in
to,
the game. You
in
buy
the-
DLC. That's all you do. You buy DLC. You say, "I'm gonna make
not
money."
with real money. With
Oh, but in the
gold,
game,
you
I'm
collect
gonna-
gold coins,
DLC.
and yes, you buy DLC. So first, you can only move to the right. That's all you can do. You can't jump. You can't move to the left, and you inevitably you will run over 3 coins, and you'll run into your first shop, and he'll say, "Oh, you want to go left? Well, that's going to cost you 3 coins." And so you give him 3
that's
coins, and then you
great.
can move left and right.
I feel like that's aggressive campaigning against the big companies.
You
Like
know,
in a
it
game
is.
format.
You know.
I think it's awesome.
It felt so right. It had to be wrong.
That is a great way to troll.
I thought it was awesome. I watched an entire gameplay on it. I didn't actually buy it, but they've added to it, so I think there's actually DLC for DLC Quest, or it's free, one or the other.
That's funny.
But it's a funny game, and you have to buy all the mechanics first, and then you start buying things that all games should have, and it's a fun game. I'd recommend it if you're looking for just a cheap laugh. But yeah, DLC Quest, go check that out. So yeah, SimCity 4. Not much to say about it except it has an offline mode, and
Sims 4.
The Sims 4. Sorry. I'm not looking forward to it only because I never buy The Sims as soon as it comes out. I always wait probably a year because there's still so much you can do in the old one, and then all the expansions get cut down in price for the Sims game previous. So you can
I'm still
probably
playing Sims 2.
yeah, you could probably buy all those Sims games for like the price of one now. The Sims 2 you could probably pay $60 and get every expansion. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
for The Sims 2. That's how The Sims originally was, too. The first Sims game. All the expansions came out, and then they bundled them up in one big package and sold it for one price. And then The Sims 2 came out. So.
You know, a wise man once told me, get off your ass and live. That's all.
What the hell?
I was playing Mario Brothers. He said, "You want to be a plumber? Go be a plumber." And
What is
don't have
Mario
ass.
Brothers, for those of us who don't know?
Mario Brothers was on the Nintendo Sans 64, not the 64. It was on Nintendo. Up, down,
Super
left,
Nintendo?
right, start, A, B,
God.
select. Those buttons. We didn't need these triggers and these multiple buttons on the right. You need 2. That's all. And you played plumber, and you hopped on turtles. I felt bad for the turtles. I did. But I felt they were evil, so I jumped on their heads. And I ate mushrooms. And, whoa! Flashback to the '60s, babe. And the flower power was amazing.
There's this amazing live action video of someone stumbling upon a book that gives you like the powers of Super Mario, but it doesn't actually say it. So it just has pictures, and this person's like going over it, and he finds a map, and he climbs to the highest mountain, and he sees this flower, and it's glowing. So he stuffs it in his face, and he can he goes back down the mountain and just goes on the street and he reads the book and he learns he can shoot fire now. So it's just a short video. He shoots fire and he's like, whoa! And then a guy's walking in the distance. He's like, oh, and it hits him and the guy's screaming and he's on fire. It was a fun. Who does that? They do all kinds of stuff on YouTube, but I'm gonna have to link it because it was hilarious.
Is it the two guys who do the live action stuff all the time, or
Or is it Freddie Wong?
Yes.
Freddie Wong, amazing Asian gentleman.
Thanks for pointing that one out. Okay.
I wish I had an Asian for a son. Oh, he's got the straight A's. Wouldn't have to discipline him like I do my half autistic child. You can't.
Oh my gosh.
Can't pee in a bucket.
Okay. Anyway, so.
Plowing forward.
So the Xbox rumors are starting to become debunked. He's losing control over there. Sort of. They're saying that the new Xbox will have an offline mode for things like watching television and movies on your Blu-ray player, and it's also going to function as a cable box to play back live TV, which I thought was coming anyway. I guess that's not too surprising. Internet connection interrupted game. So, yeah, it's saying there will be single-player games for it. But the way they're wording it still kind of indicates to me that they're still going to drive their focus to as much of the internet as they can on the system. So, unless you just want a fancy Blu-ray player, you might just well have internet. That's my opinion.
No. Well, I mean... I've totally lost my train of thought. Totally got derailed. Well, give up.
You give up.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm
Let's
out
see what
tonight.
Lido thinks. We haven't heard from
Pass
Lido.
the board. Yeah, where have you been tonight, Lido?
I just think that, they're trying to, they know a lot of people don't like the idea of this, and so they're trying to make you believe that it's not online only and say, well, you'll still be able to, I don't know. I think it's just them trying to backpedal a little bit.
I'm pretty sure you still have to be online to play games, though.
Yeah, well, I think there'll be games that were probably... I think it's going to turn more into a PC than it is an actual game console in the sense that it's going to be a big Microsoft box you buy, and you'll get your game, and most of the games will require an internet connection, and there'll be some of those developers who are like, no, we want an offline mode. It'll probably be up to the developer. I don't know, I'm just guessing. Nothing's,
I doubt it'll be up to the developer. Microsoft will probably still, for the Xbox Live portion, they're the ones who handle, all the messenger service. They already do that already. So, the developer doesn't have to have online mode. Microsoft can, just slip that in there.
True.
And you can't play your game unless you're online.
They'll have control ultimately, but what this is saying is that they're not going to be that evil, I guess, in so many words. Well, I still don't buy it. If you want to write an article about debunking
I'll buy
rumors,
it when I see it.
It needs to be written a little bit better because this article, I'm going to link it in the show notes, and you can judge for yourself. It's just not. It's not making me feel very comfortable about it still.
They're probably skirting around the issue because they don't want to actually confirm something that is very popular.
They don't want to confirm something that's very possible.
Yeah, is happening, no matter how much whining happens.
They want to make it a very odd thing. I bet you it's probably going to be described just like this current Xbox is, except better graphics and a few more features that this one doesn't have. But when you finally fire it up and start to play it, you'll slowly realize that everything you do is kind of requiring you to have an internet connection, and you're not going to actually see the downside of it until your internet goes out one day. And then you're going to be like, I can't play any of my games. And it'll be too late.
Like you said, it may be a situation where most of the games that come out are going to be multiplayer only, and you're going to have very few single-player games. That's
you think Microsoft's going to push the developers to really only make multiplayer games? I think that's kind of foolhardy.
Well, look at SimCity right now. It's obviously single player, you can play single player. You can also play with your friends online, but you have to be online in order to even play the single player portion, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But that's a developer-made thing, right? Or yeah, the developer.
The
set
developer,
that up that way.
the developer did do that, but they're backed by EA. EA is the
Yeah.
one pretty much making them do that. Whether or not Maxis is defending them is a different story. I think that was mostly on EA's side
Right.
of it.
So that's what I'm talking about. I think Microsoft will require that as part of the development for games for their system, is that it's online, even though they're going to tell people, oh yeah, we'll have single-player games on there that don't need to be online.
Well,
However, there's only one.
It's,
You know what I
it's
mean?
a lot more of a process to pirate a game on a video game console. It can be done, but the
Yeah.
process is so much worse that I've known people who do it with really old systems, but I don't know people who
Yeah,
do
they
it with
hack the
brand new
whole-
systems. You know, it doesn't happen as often as
And here-
people torrenting a game on a PC.
Here's the kicker, though.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop people from doing
It's
it
still-
who
yeah,
want
of course.
to do it.
Yeah.
Like, there's been studies where even, like, people who had DRM and methods of doing
All
it,
that
like,
stuff, yeah.
stopped doing it, and, like, they'd be like, we've been doing this for a year, we've noticed no increase in piracy, so obviously all this money and effort we wasted on DRM and DRM processes is...
Oh, yeah.
if
Because
they
people can still do it.
charge the valid price for a game, so $60 flipping dollars. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Charge a real
No,
price. Charge $15, $40 maybe.
It's
done with
just
it.
that
You're saying charge.
Make it affordable and make better games.
You're saying charge
No.
less, and then you have the right to quote own the rights to make it online only. Right?
Across the board, make it more available.
Oh, he's saying DRM would go down if we made it more
More
available.
affordable, Yeah.
And that's true,
Ah, okay,
actually.
yeah.
There's been studies on that, too. You take the price down and piracy goes down.
Well,
yeah, but so
Make a
funny
good
because
game,
these
it won't be
people,
pirated either with
True, too.
the right price.
these people still find ways. They still find ways. I don't care how much DRM crap they put on a game. It doesn't matter. These people, these hackers, figure out a way to
It
make
only
a copy
takes
that
about
works.
a day, too.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like it's not even doing anything. It's
You
like,
know a lot about hacking, Mr.
It's
Leo.
like Homeland Security. What purpose is that?
Whoa,
That's his night job.
whoa,
He moonlights as a
whoa.
hacker.
all I heard is Lito's going to hack Homeland Security.
You know, I
We're
have
all
friends
about to
in
get knocks on our
NSA.
doors.
They're listening to us. Stop it.
NSA would not like to hear these things, Mr. Leo.
No, but what I'm saying is, it's not working. So why continue to make it even much more? It's like they're punishing their users for a handful of hackers. So everybody's got to suffer, and they're the ones that are winning because they can still hack it anyway. So it doesn't matter. We're the ones that have to suffer through the whole thing,
And then we have to pay more
So it's
because
just
that
not
costs
fair.
them a lot of money to...
and we pay the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we're the ones who are paying for it.
Well,
Yeah.
why don't we go to something that we talked about last week? Because Jemmy and Boombody weren't here. Drew was, Lito was, and I was. We all talked about this new game that came
Burnout.
out called Game Dev Tycoon. And
Yeah.
the developers did something really cool with this game. Whether or not you like little tycoon games, it's about you're a game developer who's starting your own company, and similar to like Lemonade Tycoon or something like that, you have to build up your company, and then so you start your first game, you're working out of your garage, and then as you make money and make a few games, you make enough to move into an office and hire some employees and so on and so forth. Well, the developers thought, hey, we're going to get pirated. It's inevitable. It's going to happen because we want our game to be a DRM free. So why don't we put our own pirated version out there for everyone to download? Except what we're going to do is make it so the one difference between the pirate version and our version is that when you actually get successful within the game, like you make a bunch of games and it takes a while, you start to realize you can't make any money. Your people come to you and say, "Hey, sir, people are pirating our game." and inevitably we're going to go out of business unless we do something about it. But there's nothing you can do. You just keep making games and try to make your money back, but your game keeps getting pirated. Exactly. So what they've said is they want to turn the mirror back on people who pirate their games, and they just thought it'd be a funny way to do that. And ultimately, that right there got them an article on IGN's front page, and now they're making tons of money because people are tweeting their game left and right. But before that article went up, they had a blog, and they showed a graph, a pie chart, of how many people have bought the game versus how many people have pirated the game. And it was 215 people bought it, over 3,000 people pirated it that they could detect. It was probably a lot more than that, but
yeah, because it must send something back
yeah.
to them when they get past a certain point. Because when we played it, what happened is we got an actual letter pop up from the developers saying thank you for purchasing our game.
Yeah.
So that showed us that it was an actual purchase, and I'm sure something was sent back to them to show that we purchased it.
Well, they have the record of the people who actually buy it. They get, they dole out the receipts.
Yeah, that too.
The people who pirate it, all they can really do is track I think they said there's a little code that sends information back to them, and you can actually disable that by setting your firewall to disable it. But the people who didn't have their firewall set to disable that code were, detected as pirates, and nothing's going to happen to you as a pirate. It's just for their own statistics. They can't really do anything. And sure enough, over 3,000 people that they could find pirated the game, and it was jaw-dropping to see this. It's an $8 game, $8
dollars,
and you can't, really. I think people started to pirate it though just to see the side effects of pirating the game though. Now I think their statistics are screwed up because the article's been out.
True.
Some people probably want to pirate it just to see sir, we can't make any money.
Yeah.
The ship's going to sink.
Just try to beat the challenge. But I mean, that's something. I think what I was saying last week was that I think it was a bad idea for them to go out publicly and say that. Because if you really want to screw with pirates, you just keep your lip zipped. Like that's what you need to do.
Yeah, but then I brought up an interesting point too. That if you did that, then those people who did pirate the game, because there are people who pirate a game first, try it out, and then buy the actual version, or maybe I don't know.
Sometimes. I mean,
but they'll play the game and they'll see they can't get past a certain point. And say, this game is lame. I'm not gonna buy this game.
Usually, people who buy or use pirating as a demo usually don't play it that long though. They'll make sure that they can get into it for about an hour.
You have to play it a while. Like I think that comes up when you're in the office and you've made a significant amount of money, and your company needs to start becoming well known, and then pirating becomes a realistic thing. Whereas if you're just Joe Blow in your garage, you're not well known enough to get pirated. So it's a really cool concept, and I think that right there, coming out and saying it did them a service and a disservice at the same time. Because on one hand, it was so original, everyone's talking about it, and so they're selling a lot more games. On the other hand, they're getting trolled a lot. Like 4chan's going on their forums just to screw with them because everyone on 4chan, I guess Pirates Games, they're all a-holes. So they're going on the forums. I'm watching people on 4chan.
Oh my God, we are so done.
I don't care. I did this last week. I really don't care.
I heard 4chan was a bunch of inmates in a prison. In this one holding cell. I swear to God.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I heard that.
Please.
Anyone could go on there.
I don't want to die.
What is 4chan?
I'm not advertising that website.
What is?
No, keep saying it over and over.
It's evil, I tell you, it's evil.
I've heard.
Obama's on there. Don't go on there.
I've heard of Reddit, but what is this 4chan?
It's like Reddit, but for people with no life, and they're pretty sad individuals.
They're people with life handicaps.
Yes, people.
I think.
I hope I don't get mobbed. I'm glad I don't have servers or websites.
I'm gonna have to put a disclaimer that this Lido terrorist fellow here does not speak for myself.
I have friends that have used it, and that they're ultimately they're like, you got to check this website out, and I'm just like, well, I'm not drawn to this at all, and so to see them trolling these people who were trolling trolls was just like typical. But
Oh, I have Watt on my browser, and if I was to go, like, if I get a link and I click on it, that somebody tweets, "Hey, check this out. This is on the forums or whatever," and I click it and it's 4chan, it'll actually come up red and block it. So, it's like, okay.
nice. Yeah,
I
there's
ain't
a lot
going
of
there.
there's a lot of people put some really messed up stuff on there, and the moderators take forever to get it off. So, there's not exactly. It's not a site you want your kids visiting.
No.
Just that
Definitely
disclaimer.
not for the kids.
Throw that out there right now. We don't support that website. But in happier news, Grand Theft Auto 5.
And we'll get hacked.
And
No,
we'll
just
get
kidding.
hacked. Grand Theft Auto 5 is
Airplanes!
snowballing right now. They're finally starting to give us details about it, which they've been
Yeah.
pretty quiet. So I'm excited. But apparently they've created a really open world, and they've added you have your city, and then you got a countryside all the way around it. And the countryside will have deer drinking water and stuff, and there's missions where you go out and you
Can I go hunting?
I think you can. I don't know.
Can I get a rifle and go hunting?
They wanted to make it really I think the person doing the video says something about Red Dead Redemption. Rockstar probably learned a lot from Red Dead Redemption, because that game was all about there's no cities obviously, so it's all about being in the country and doing stuff like that. So I think they're trying to take elements from that and throw it in this game. I don't know what year it's based in. I don't know what city it's supposed to be based off of, though.
I heard
L.A.
somebody
Yeah,
Somebody
I
long
heard
time
that
ago.
too.
Vegas, but I don't know. Interesting though. I don't know if you know anything about the setting. See, because I noticed that you had Vice City was kind of like your Miami type themed kind of, and then you had San Andreas, and that was like the thugs. You know what I mean? Those gangsters.
Yeah,
and then you had I'm just being real here.
Clackenville. Just saying.
I'm just talking. My hizzy was over there, And so, Grand Theft Auto 4 was more of kind of a what was he? Russian?
Yeah,
Russian mafia or something.
He was just a Russian immigrant.
Yeah, and so I mean, each game had its own kind of theme to it. So I'm wondering what this theme's going to be. You know what I mean? If you're saying L.A., it could be whatever city, but it won't matter because I think the Russian theme was in New York.
It looked pretty modern, like the planes and stuff they were on. Everything looked relatively modern. But you focus on 3 different characters instead of 1 this time.
Oh.
What?
Yeah. So
Awesome.
the game will each character has their own things they're good at. And the story revolves around 3 people instead of just 1. So you'll be playing as 1, and you'll get to a cutscene, and the camera zooms out and zooms in on the next guy you're playing as.
Oh God! If they do dating with 3 different people,
Oh, they better have taken
that
that
might
out.
be the last Grand Theft Auto I play. Because I can't handle 3 different girlfriends and then 20 homies for each of them. And no, I refuse.
I really hope they took out those annoying, stupid girlfriend. You have to make your cousin happy. You have to make your girl. No. So I think they learned from that. I would
You
hope.
gotta play the Minecraft. I don't know if it's a mod or it's a map. I think it's a map called Love City, or the City of Love. Have you seen that?
What?
I've got it. I'll hook you up with it. It's called the City of Love. It's a map, a custom map for Minecraft, and you basically try to marry somebody. There's a bunch of people on there, and you're trying to marry somebody, and once you do, you win. But you have to marry the right one. It's weird. It's bizarre. It's called
wow.
the City of Love.
When was this released?
I don't know. It's just there. I've got it right here. Minecraft City of Love. Yeah, it's a map.
People make the weirdest maps
You
on
have
Minecraft.
to use a special texture pack, and
Pixelmon! I want to play that so bad.
Oh, that was so fun.
I'm trying to convince my friend to host a multiplayer server of that. And I think I'm going to try to rebuild Red and Blue, Pallet Town, maybe more, just for shits and gigs.
That game
Pause.
Yeah, exactly. That game is.
It's the theme of tonight.
They did so good. So it's a mod in Minecraft that takes Pokemon and like implements it into Minecraft, and they really did a great job. There's battling. There's the healing table that you can make a little Pokemon Center out of and stuff, and heal them. There's you craft the PC and store them in the PC, and there's also trainers walking around that you can fight. And then in creative mode, all the badges are actually there. I found out. So
TMs are there too.
TMs are there, and you can make rare candies and stuff like that. And there's potions you can craft. But yeah, all of the gym badges are there, so you could really make a server and somehow incorporate gym leaders. I'm not sure how, but maybe that's something they're working on, because you can't really have an NPC that's going to do that. So I don't know, but it's cool. They're doing a lot of great things with it. I played for hours on my Sunday stream. So fun stuff.
So yeah.
Mad Lib time?
Was segued way out of the way.
Way out of the way.
Yeah, I guess Mad Libs it is.
Mad Libs it is.
Digressing. This is the digressing podcast.
Yes. We're doing this late. Usually we record it live, and today I had some stuff I had to do, so we're all tired now.
I am full of energy, my friend. I don't know what you're talking about.
You haven't talked for like 10 minutes.
You know, I've
I
been trying
know.
this
You've been
game.
taking a nap over there.
This game developing game is quite interesting.
Well, you haven't seen it yet.
I'm playing it right now.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Pretty good.
I love it.
I released
No way.
my first game called Cat Punch, which was a military adventure game. Now I'm releasing Super Racer.
Super Racer. I actually had a racing game that was really...
simulation.
My racing game was probably my best seller so far. It was kind of weird. But, okay.
Cat Punch has now sold 7,000 units.
We're going to start with
What
Jemmy.
about?
What?
Oh, I wanted to talk about the CD key thing.
The CD key thing? Oh, well, let's wait till after the Mad Lib. 'Cause
Alright,
that's a really interesting thing. Anyway, Jemmy, Boombody, Lido, in that
Okay.
order. Name of person in the room.
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Me
guys
as
are
well,
all-
name a person.
You guys are going to like this.
The
A
only
verb,
person in the room.
a verb ending in
Verb.
ing.
Verb. Winning.
Winning. Okay.
Indeed.
Verb.
A verb. How about crapping?
Crapping. A plural noun.
Cats.
Cats. An adjective followed by another adjective.
Crazy.
Crazy pooping cats.
Lido.
Smelly.
Smelly. A plural noun.
Wow, I always get the not fun stuff.
You could make nouns fun.
Really?
You could try.
Yeah, I mean, cucumbers.
Cucumber. You made it so fun.
I
That was
know.
Fun for you.
A place.
Fun for me.
Place.
That's an inside
Alright.
joke. Anyway.
What?
Alderaan.
Alderaan.
You know, Star Wars, Alderaan, the first planet that was destroyed of the
Alderaan.
original Death Star.
Alderaan.
Alderaan.
Great. A verb ending in ed.
A verb ending in ed.
Ud. Ummed.
Jumped.
Jumped. An emotion.
Emo.
Emo is not an emotion, it's a lifestyle. An adverb.
Wow, look at that face.
I know.
Did he freeze?
That face.
Oh.
An
thought he
adverb.
Adverb.
An adverb. Quickly.
Quickly.
Yeah, you quickly got that one out.
Adjective.
An adjective. Oh, silly.
And a noun.
Noun.
That's mine. Don't steal my noun.
A noun.
What?
Throne
seat.
Noun.
The seat.
Oh, a throne. Okay.
Yeah, a
Oh,
throne.
throne.
Throne of swords.
Yes,
Melted
the throne
together
swords.
by a
Yes.
magical dragon.
Okay.
Crazy.
That's not what it's in the book.
This one is called Superhero Almanac Batman.
Oh, no.
Batman is Christopher Walken. Teenager Christopher Walken was traumatized by winning his parents' murder and vowed to crapping their deaths and bringing the cats to justice. Christopher Walken used his crazy fortune to study criminology, to train his body to smelly perfection, and acquire high-tech vehicles and cucumbers to fight crime in his hometown of Alderaan. Yeah, let us know how that goes for you. One night, Christopher Walken
It
was
went
jumped...
poorly.
What?
It went poorly.
Thank you.
Everything exploded one day. It's crazy.
Cucumbers, they're deadly.
One night, Christopher Walken was jumped by a bat outside his window and decided to dress himself as a Batman to strike emo into the quickly and silly hearts of cats. So Batman strikes emo into the hearts of cats. From that moment forward, Christopher Walken became Batman and altered his throne. The end.
I was
Okay.
instrumental to taking down Dr. Coolio.
All right.
So,
You know.
Lito got a video game.
Oh, yeah.
Lito got a video game.
You want me?
And go.
No, he didn't get a video game.
Well,
was
yeah, he really didn't get a video game.
No, it was.
He
no,
wanted one.
I didn't. Yeah, I wanted one.
You
Anyway.
thought you paid for one.
Well, I installed it and everything, and I go to play the game on Steam.
What game is
and-
this?
It's, speaking of Alderaan, it's Star Wars Battlefront 2. And I go to try to play it, and it says, Steam error, cannot connect to key server, or something like that. So I'm like going, what the heck? So I'm wondering what's going on. So I check everything, I log out, I do everything that you'd normally do, exit out of Steam, I restarted my computer, I tried all kinds of different things. Nothing worked. So then now it's my time to do some research, so I checked on forums and whatever, trying to find out why this is happening. And it's so funny because some of these forum posts go back, way back as far as, like before December, and it's like, what's going on last year, and I'm going, what's going on? I guess this happened more than once. And then the more current posts are from March. But it seems as though Steam didn't have enough CD keys when you purchased the game.
When you
So you bought
purchased
a
the
game-
digital download of the game.
I purchased the digital download, but I don't have a CD key, so I can't play the game. And it's like, so it's going to be resolved tomorrow, but still, it's like, what the heck, Why? I mean, shouldn't they be keeping track of how many CD keys or games they sell, and basically make sure that they get enough keys to make up for any more new sales that they're going to get. But I'm thinking what it was is they probably did that because I've never had that problem with any other game on Steam, so I know that it's not something that's a regular occurrence. However, we know that Star Wars, LucasArts, and all that stuff is all linked together, and it might have something to do with the takeover from Disney. Not really takeover, but you know what I'm saying. They bought them. And that might be the reason why there was a delay in those CD keys. And maybe Steam has them ordered, they just never got them. That's what I'm guessing, because I don't know Steam doing stuff like this.
They could also have slipped up on their estimation and thought they had enough, and then everybody's like, whoa, Star Wars Battlefront 2, it's on sale, it's like
$4.
nothing.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
they sold
god! And then,
10,000 in one day.
everybody bought it.
but it's an old game. You know, that's the funny part.
Well, yeah,
It's like
I think that would be why they would easily underestimate how many they needed, because they were like, well, you know, how many
they
people
put
are
it on
really going to buy
sale
it?
for $3, $4.
I was
was
gifted,
weird. So was I. That's why.
not Battlefront, I was gifted the other one. It's not
I was
Jedi
gifted
Outcast.
Battlefront.
It was
Force
the newer
Unleashed.
one. The Force
by
Unleashed
Vortac.
2!
Vortac gifted it to me.
Oh. I see how it is.
You know what's funny?
We were
is
trying to play it last night, and I got it all done and downloaded and everything, and I couldn't play.
I gifted it to
but
him,
it's-
and I'm playing it.
Right.
Maybe there was a problem with the gift service.
That could be it. That could be.
Well,
it's a very
remember,
likely thing.
I told you that it was weird because it was still in my email. Remember? And I know
Oh.
that I accepted it. I
Did you
just
try
accepted
accepting it
you know.
again, though?
No, it's gone now. It's out of my email.
Oh,
But it
okay.
was out of my email before, but it popped back in for some reason because I didn't install it yet.
Well, if other people are obviously having this problem, so maybe it'll probably
yeah,
get
there's-
resolved. So
there's-
I
there's
wouldn't
a-
worry about it.
There's a lot of people. It's not, just me. There's a lot of people that bought the game. Same thing. So it's going to be resolved tomorrow sometime.
Do we have time for one more CD-related story or
Yes.
CD key-related? Okay, so going back to Riptide and all its launch release problems, apparently the company that handles the CD keys messed up. And so people who bought digital downloads or bought leaflets, some of the people, when they would like turn it into Steam, they got Dark Souls instead, which isn't even made by the same company.
Oh, Dark Souls.
So I wonder if they do the CD keys through a third party or something.
Yeah, they had to have, because they said there was a problem with the company that handles the CD keys.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
And so, like,
I would've
a
been
lot
pissed.
of people, some people were commenting, it's like, and this is a problem, how? Getting Dark
Hey,
Souls instead?
My first game on Steam was Left 4 Dead 2, and it was a brand new game, sealed in plastic, the whole works. I went and opened it up, installed it. I put the CD key that was stamped on the little thing in there, put it in, and it says this CD key has already been used or something like that. So I'm going, what? How could it be? It was a sealed package. So I went back to the store and I said, hey, I don't know what's going on, but it's saying the CD key's already used. They said, oh, we can't replace or refund it. You'll just have to contact Steam. So I contacted them, and then they sent me an email saying, well, you need to send us a picture of the receipt and a picture of the CD key and the whole works. So I did all that, and within about 3 or 4 days, they approved it, and I was able to actually play the game. But how could they make mistakes like that? That doesn't make sense. I mean,
if they figure
I
out the
guess
algorithm that creates the CD key, they can easily forge CD keys. But now, I think there's a way they can track that a little bit. So they
yeah,
can
but I
start
had to take a
banning
picture
people.
of I had to actually physically take a picture of the card that had the CD key on it, so they knew that I bought it. It was my key.
Yeah.
And I had to actually show that I
You
purchased
bought
it
it,
from
yeah.
an actual store, and I showed that, and then they released it. But
I
that
wonder
was
what happened to the guy who used your CD key. Probably got it ripped from his account or got banned completely.
well, like I said, it was sealed in plastic, unless like one of the employees took the CD key,
Well, no, they probably didn't even tamper with your stuff. It probably somebody had a list of CD keys hacked from
generated it, yeah,
or
A generator
generated
or
it.
something.
Yeah.
It just happened to be the same CD key.
hmm
Yeah,
That's strange.
CD keys are fun, aren't they?
Dark Souls.
I would
That's
have
funny.
raged. I'd be like, "There's no way in a million years I'd play this."
Dark Souls was
Resolving
good.
that though, and like Steam is fixing the problem and stuff. But like my thoughts are like, how do they fix that problem? Did those people get to keep the Dark Souls and then also get Riptide? But dealing with
I would
that
hope
being
so.
from another, but it's from another company. I think the company who screwed up the CD key should have to like.
So
They would have
actually
to
from a
reimburse.
completely different company.
I
they-
think they should have to like eat the loss of money for every wrong copy they gave away.
Oh, definitely.
Like, the customer is allowed to keep it.
No,
for their
without question.
inconvenience.
Yeah, without question. That should be on them. It should.
Well,
the people who were affected should be punished.
Any consolation, Dark Souls is really hard to play on PC. So.
I'm actually really disappointed. I bought Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and the controls, I finally got them to work on a gamepad, but I still can't map them the right way to get them to how I like them. Because every time I try to remap something else gets screwed up.
Oh. Well, I know one person who is no longer using the in-game CD gamepad mapping. He's using a
third-party program that
third-party program that remaps like keyboard keys to your controller, basically. And the name of the program, I even have it on my computer. Just gone.
I'm probably going to get whatever it is then, because
I use Pinnacle Game
X-Patter.
Profiler. It's called Pinnacle Game Profiler, and that works really well, especially with Logitech gamepads. But I'm sure it'll also work with...
Whoa! You're not using an Xbox controller or a PS controller?
I'm using Xbox 360.
No,
controller.
Lito's using Logitech gamepad.
Oh,
Like
I have
actual
one of
PC
those somewhere.
Gamepad.
They are great. I've got it right here.
I don't like those because everything's labeled like 1, 2, 3, 4, and great, so it makes sense on the screen, but it just... maybe that is... I don't know. For an older game, I guess the Logitech gamepad makes sense. I have, probably that almost exact same thing. For an Xbox 360 controller, I figure if you're going to take an older game and convert it to PC, you should anticipate these things and try to, update it.
I mean... Yeah, but the thing is does everybody look at their gamepad when they're pressing those buttons?
No, but you just it's the feel of the controller. You memorize it. So the A button's always been here and the B button's always been here. But it just, I have to hold to aim my gun, okay? I cannot my gun is inverted, first off, and I hate that. So I can't fix that no matter what I do. And then to aim the gun, I got to hold the start button and then use my stupid inverted joystick to try to aim at the guy, and then I shoot with a different button. So I've got to use 3 different stupid things, and I'm sitting here like this trying to do the mission. I'm like, oh my god, just die!
Sounds like you mapped that badly.
You should try Pinnacle,
I didn't, it's default.
Pinnacle Game...
Yeah,
Pinnacle
maybe...
Game... The thing is, Pinnacle Game Profiler, what it does is it's got a bunch of profiles, pre-made profiles, that match... like Xbox versions or PlayStation versions of different games. And so you could take that profile and just apply it to your game. Right?
Yeah.
And you apply it to the game, and it'll automatically, work with that controller. It works really well. You don't mess with the options that are in the game. You mess with the profiler, and the profiler automatically sets it up. So it's pretty cool. I don't know. You might want to check it out.
I'll have
Pinnacle Game Profiler.
I'll have to do one of those third-party things, but I think the indication of the body falling asleep is a great time to end the show.
Sleep tight, everybody.
It's late.
Oh, I wonder if that's our fault or he's just tired. Because earlier he said he was a ball of energy, and I even said, "Yeah, we're all kind of tired tonight." And you're like, "No, I'm full of energy."
I know, he did.
Well, the thing is, though, we are, here it's 9 p.m. I'm used to starting this show at 7 p.m. So,
well, for him it's
2 hours
11:18. So.
Yeah. So anyway,
should we tuck him in?
I wish. Just
does he have his bear? Yeah. He's sleeping without
his teddy bear.
Oh man.
His fluffy pillow.
We're mean.
Glass of water on the nightstand.
Put his fingers in it.
That's my way to put people to bed.
Pranking the hell out of them?
Yeah. Shaming them with Sharpies.
If we were in the same room, we'd be drawing all over him right now.
Oh my gosh, I would. So do it. Penis. I had to go there. Sorry.
Not an actual picture of one. Draw the word "a penis," and so people say you have a penis on your forehead, but it'll just be the words.
Oh yeah.
10:15.
I watched a movie. That reminds me. I watched a movie about a guy who he wanted to see how far he could go. He became a prophet. And he
that
went
movie, I've
around,
seen it.
gathered followers and everything, and his symbol was actually a penis.
Yeah.
And nobody caught on.
Because it was
He put a
drunk.
penis on.
I
He would put
couldn't
penises
handle
on
it.
their heads, and it was just this. It was like a little. It was like I can't explain. It was a little loop with a thing up. It looked like a little mountain, kind of like, but it was obviously a penis. And he even used the word penis, but he said it with an accent. And this is the penis. And it.
What movie is
our
this?
mark for.
It's a documentary.
Oh, it's real.
It's a documentary.
Yeah.
It was real. He
Real.
really did this. And what's so amazing is, I think out of the 30 or so people he had following him, only 7 actually left when they found out he was fake. And the rest of the people were
I'm
like,
fake.
wow, this is amazing. You did something. You changed my life. I mean, because people's lives actually changed. It was weird. But it was a good movie. It's called Kumara, something like that.
I'll have to-
Kumari or
I'm gonna have to
something
look
like
this
Kumari, that's it. Kumari.
Yeah.
It's
Well-
called Kumari.
There you go, kids.
Good movie.
Take that to the bank.
You can dupe people into anything.
You know. I can
No.
do it.
He's
Christopher
out.
Walken's all tuckered out.
Yeah.
He's had a long
Well, he-
day. He's a really
well-
old man.
Christopher Walken is old, yeah.
So I guess this was appropriate then. All right. Well, let's call it a night. Thank you for listening to the Everything Noob podcast. Sure to check us out on everythingnoob.com. All the show notes are there for everything we talked about. And, yeah, thank you for listening. Share it with your friends.
Good
That's-
night.
That's
Goodbye.
the next phase of our plan. You got to share it with all your friends. If you're
Yep.
at work listening right now, just kind of sneak up behind Bill and put the earbuds in his ears and run away.
And remember,
Bill?
kids,
Toby
we're
Huck.
going to have
Who
a
works for the
DLC
Bill?
out soon.
We're gonna have a downloadable content. Yeah,
Francois.
No, it's
maybe one day we'll have like downloadable bonus features. We won't charge obviously for them, but
it'll be fun.
bloopers and outtakes and whatnots,
Extra episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Bonus.
perhaps.
Bonus level.
Bonus level. All right. See you on the flippity flop. Probably next Monday.
Yep.
Same time, same noob place. Do we say that?
No, we don't.
Okay. I won't make that our new slogan.
Good, because I'd be copying.
That would be copying
Yeah.
someone somewhere.
We'll come up with our own slogan.
No, I know I've heard that a lot.
Our slogan is assassins, but when we have more energy.
She said airplanes earlier, so I think it's changed.
No, I said airplanes because they're adding that in Grand Theft Auto 5.
I know, but the way you said it was just like when you did assassins.
Yeah, any kind of like A word like that.
Airplanes.
Way too much energy.
Vice City had airplanes. That's another thing that made it stand out from the other ones.
Yeah.
They
it's
had
gonna be fun.
little seaplanes.
They're bringing them back though.
I hope so. All right. Good night, all, or good day, or
Good
good
night.
whatever time you're listening to us. It's the Everything New podcast.
Good
See you next
morrow.
week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this installment of the Everything Noob podcast. Don't miss a live recording of our podcast on twitch.tv/enoobs, recorded every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. For information on everything you heard in tonight's show, visit everythingnoob.com and check out the show notes. There you will also find all of our past episodes, host bios, our Twitter feed, and a place to even ask us questions, which we may answer during the show. See you next week, and happy gaming.